This week's Wrestling Open main event is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first in the corner to my left, currently on loan from the Dallas Wrestling Office, weighing in at 227 pounds, world-class Channing Thomas. His opponent in the corner to my right is accompanied to ringside by Bobby Jr. Making his summer residence in Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Weighing in at 202 pounds. He is the goatest of all time. And he'd like me to remind you that he is your mom, Bobby Orlando!
In the past, we've seen Bobby Orlando get into some deep personal struggles at Wrestling Open. The last one I remember, this personal, was against Mortar, and he was able to come out on top that night. Can he do it again here against World Class?
This really is do or die for Channing Thomas as far as I'm concerned. All the talk, all the hype. Here he is one-on-one, the main event of Wrestling Open, episode 34. Bobby Orlando just as capable as anybody. He's about to get him some.
Here we go, Bobby Orlando unleashing here on world-class Channing Thomas. This has been a lot of anger and frustration, and it is coming out here in the main event.
I mean, obviously you take one look at Channing Thomas, you know that he's an athlete. Still makes you question why he feels like he needs somebody like Bacabella in his corner. I think somebody like Bacabella can put somebody like Channing Thomas under a spell and make him think that he needs him, because how else would Bacabella be relevant? He should be run out of wrestling.
Well, after the beating he took tonight, who knows when we'll see him next. He had to be carried out of here. Here it comes, sick trick. Now lands on his feet, rolls through. Channing Thomas turns around. Big back body drop by Bobby Orlando.
Set him about 10 feet in the air, came crashing down. Bobby Orlando looking to continue the attack in the corner, or maybe it was that corner.
Back and forth they go. Face first on the top turnbuckles. Channing Thomas is wobbling. And he's down. Here comes Bobby. Could it be that dab elbow? Could he go for it early? Going up to that top rope, and Channing Thomas rolling out of the way. He could sense what was coming next.
Give him credit, he knew what was happening even without Bacabella barking orders.
Here he comes, and the neck across the top rope, maybe the nose rather, excuse me. But nonetheless, Channing Thomas with some breathing room here in our main event.
That's one of those situations, bending the rules but not breaking them. Channing is all tied up in the ropes right now. Seeing a little seesaw action from Bobby Orlando as Channing Thomas cannot free himself.
He is in a bad spot as his legs catch the top rope and bounce him back up, but now fully down on that apron as the goatest of all time is having his way with world-class Channing Thomas. Gonna go for that Bobby slam. Hits it, but Channing Thomas, looked like he was back to his feet, but I think it was just momentum.
No, I mean, those are the smart wrestler instincts. You got to get off your back, because if you're on your back, you know what happens, Paul? You can be pinned. You can't be pinned if you're not on your back.
And Bobby Orlando could try to go up top for that dab elbow if you're down for too long. Spins him round and round. Slams him down. Bobby Orlando going for the pin. Shoulder up, Channing Thomas saying, I have a lot left to give here in the main event. He's not going to go down quietly.
Bobby Orlando smart to stay right on top of the referee, getting between the two. And instead of a clean break, we saw Channing Thomas go to the eyes of Bobby Orlando and then face first down on that top turnbuckle.
Landed hard, and there's a huge clothesline spinning Bobby Orlando inside out, world class. with a ferocious clothesline.
That was a bad landing for Bobby Orlando. Not only the impact across the chest, he smashed his head on the way down, buying Channing Thomas some valuable time, and now looking to just attack every joint in the body of Bobby Orlando. Going for the ankles, going for the elbows, going for the wrist.
As he is stomping away is world-class Channing Thomas and really enjoying his work as he does it. That is the kind of low-life individual Channing Thomas is.
This guy is a flat-out doofus, in my opinion.
That is definitely one word I would use to describe him. But I will also say a phenomenal athlete is Channing Thomas. It's just that he has to use the tactics that he doesn't act the way that he does.
That's the thing, Paul. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Somebody's got to get through to this guy.
Makes a cover. I don't think anyone's going to get through to him. I think he is poisoned. I think he is spoiled, damaged goods after Sidney Bacabella being in his head for so long.
Well, with world class, it's like the means justify the ends. One of the winningest records here at Wrestling Open.
Gonna try to surfboard Bobby Orlando here, try to get a submission win. What an insult this would be if he could finish it off like this.
Very, very tough hold to keep applied for a long period of time as Bobby Orlando rolled out, and instead of going for a pin, comes in with a running left punch.
Firing up with those shots.
Very unorthodox striking from Bobby Orlando, who in and of himself is unorthodox to begin with.
By his nature, there is a big body slam by world class. Could Channing Thomas end this one? Hook up the leg. No, not done yet.
I mean, excellent execution, up and over.
5 minutes have elapsed in the time limit. 15 minutes remain.
As here we go, Channing Thomas, Bobby Orlando one-on-one. This has been months in the making after what world class and Sidney Bacabella have been doing to the Shook Crew. Ever since Summer Stunner, when Sidney Bacabella tossed Bryce Donovan that main event, and Channing Thomas jumped him through this fire escape exit that we have here in the building.
Bobby had Channing Thomas, but Channing Thomas with the jawbreaker. Now with that European uppercut, man, he floored Bobby Orlando right there with that strike.
As he is on top of his game is world-class Channing Thomas right now. He is cerebral, he is cunning, he is calculated, and he is looking to take all of those qualities and turn it into a humiliating victory over Bobby Orlando.
And being the main event here at Wrestling Open, he's got about 15 more minutes to work with too, so he is in no hurry.
Saying, "You'll never be me." Grabs the foot, does Bobby. There are some strikes. Off the ropes. He missed, empty pool, nobody home. And Channing Thomas, he connects. Beautifully done. But Bobby Orlando, driven by that rage, fueled by that anger, he is staying alive. But for how long? Channing Thomas is all over him.
Bobby Orlando was covering up, but that shot to the side of the face right there, Bobby Orlando could be out. And Channing Thomas, we saw that incredible athleticism, that running calf kick, enough for a near fall. But it's almost like at this point in the matchup, without Bacabella there leading the command, Channing doesn't know how to capitalize. And doing one of Bobby's dabs, it's probably not going to help you pick up the win, let's be real.
It's certainly not going to help anything, but maybe, just maybe, playing more psychological warfare against Bobby Orlando here, and maybe just getting a little too cocky and confident. We shall see.
Channing going up to the top rope.
Speaking of unorthodox.
Yeah, this is unusual as far as I'm concerned.
Going up. Tries a dab elbow and he misses. Bobby Orlando, he has an opportunity. Can he capitalize? You can hear this White Eagle crowd rallying behind Bobby Orlando. Will it be enough to carry him back into this fight?
Another big turnout, another Thursday here at the White Eagle. What else is new? Let's do this every Thursday forever.
Firing with a shot. Back and forth they go. These forearm shots. Both men driven by obsessions. Bobby for revenge, world class, to prove that he is what he says he is.
Took a little bit too much time with the wind-up, and now we see some more left jabs from Bobby Orlando. Channing Thomas trying to get his hands up, trying to get the boot up, trying to do anything he can, but the onslaught from Orlando continues.
He is going all in now. Irish whip reversed, ducks the clothesline. Here comes Orlando. Springboard into the crossbody. He hit it. Bobby Orlando is alive.
His momentum carrying him over. Channing Thomas thinks he's safe on the floor. Incoming Bobby.
Bobby goes to the floor. He hits Channing Thomas hard, and he's not wasting time doing the smart thing and rolling Thomas back into the ring. Could it be? Going up top. Here it comes. Dab elbow by Orlando. No. Channing Thomas gets out at 2. Unbelievable effort, DC.
Well, it's like driving a stake through the heart of your enemy and your enemy saying, not gonna happen, not today. Channing Thomas showing something here.
As now Bobby Orlando rising up to his feet. Channing Thomas being dragged up to his fireman's carry, but world class with those elbows to the neck.
Very curious about the way the wrist tape on Channing Thomas's wrist has come undone. Oh, man! And that's one way to use your opponent's momentum against them. I just hope that wrist tape doesn't become a factor as this match continues.
Oh, he tried the backcracker. Channing Thomas held on, has the shoulders down.
That was great execution on the jackknife pin, only good for a 2 count. Bobby comes charging in.
Huge German suplex.
He just broke his neck.
He folded Bobby Orlando up. That could be it. He could be KO'd here. But no, the goddess of all time still driven to get
10
revenge
minutes
on
have
world
elapsed in the
class.
time limit. 10 minutes remain.
The wrist tape is completely off. Paul, one thing I'm going to be critical of is that Channing Thomas opted for more impact on that German suplex instead of going for a bridge into the pin. You're going to wonder if he was able to hold a bridge, if that would have been the end of Bobby Orlando here at Wrestling Open episode 34.
And that would not be the worst bit of news as far as world class is concerned. I'm sure he'd love to rid Wrestling Open of the Shook Crew, but Bobby Orlando hanging on here.
Yeah, think of how many opponents he's put away with that pile driver. Another back Bobby drop.
Big one, going to that second rope. Oh, he got caught in midair. He got caught in midair, and now he's gonna go for it. No. Fisherman suplex, Bridges with it. But Orlando, he is still hanging on here, DC.
Well, that time we saw the impact into the pin. Beautiful bridge, but Channing Thomas, his feet kept slipping on the mat.
He was able to hang on with that cradle on the Fisherman suplex, but Bobby Orlando says, I'm not done yet.
Hell of a match here as we approach the 20-minute mark.
He's got those brass knuckles. He has those brass knuckles. He's used them before. He's going to use it again. This snake. No. Orlando. Sick trick cutter. He hit it. Is that it? Does he have payback? No. But you see those brass knuckles still on his hand, DC.
They're right on the right hand. Does the referee see them? Does Bobby see them?
I don't think either of them do. But Bobby just saw it now. He saw it now. And he has those brass knuckles, and he's going to pull them off.
He's going to pull him off, and he's going to get him out of the ring. As much as I'm sure he'll agree. You know what? Win the match and then punch him with the brass knuckles after. That could levy a fine from Wrestling Open officials, but
at this point, does he care, DC? Is his rage, his anger too much? Is the need for revenge too great for Bobby Orlando?
And this got personal in a hurry, and this is spilling over in a way that we have not seen before.
Oh, he kicks them out of his hand. He's going to cradle through. Oh, he got his foot on the rope, you bastard! You no-good bastard!
The time of the fall, 12 minutes, 27 seconds. Here is your winner, world-class Channing Thomas!
And this no-good son of a bitch cheating once again. I cannot stand this guy, DC.
It just never ends with world class.
Oh! How about that for deja vu? Bryce Donovan. He is right there waiting. And I think Bobby Orlando is going to get him some, DC.
Channing Thomas looks like he's seen a ghost.
Do it, Bobby.
He might be me and Sidney Bacabella in the afterlife.
Thank you, Bobby Orlando, for doing that for everybody. World class deserves that one, DC. What a way to end things here.